Hi everyone, Wismerhill here. Today we will study in detail all the interactions of the Blizzard Ice Spike build. What interests us is to understand all the interactions based on the Sorcerer class enchantments, unique, legendary items, and spells. This video is the first in a series that will cover all the ways to play the Blizzard Ice Spike build to allow you to adapt this build to every situation and also to best prepare for the gauntlet. Even though lightning builds seem to be the best in terms of execution speed, do not underestimate this ice build with colossal damage. As you can see in this screenshot, the damage of the ice spikes can exceed 3 million. Depending on the difficulty of the gauntlet in certain weeks, the Blizzard Ice Spike build could be the most effective in certain scenarios. The first interactions I propose we focus on concern attack speed. Thanks to the legendary power of the Ancient Flame and the class passive of Essu's Ferocity, your attack speed is increased by 50% additively. Essu's Ferocity class passive is bugged. Lightning and ice damage also work with this passive. Ice spike damage and the Frozen Orb enchantment scale very well with attack speed. The faster you attack, the more space the ice spikes take up in the blizzard, and the faster you attack, the more chances you have to cast Frozen Orbs. The second way to increase our attack speed is with the legendary power of acceleration, which gives us 25% additive when this main skill deals critical damage. The Ice Shard enchantment triggers this interaction as you can see in the video. Similarly, the Frozen Orb enchantment also triggers the legendary power of acceleration. The Firebolt enchantment has strange interactions with our spells. The ice spikes do not set enemies on fire despite dealing direct damage. Obviously, Blizzard does not set enemies on fire because it deals damage over time. The Ice Shard enchantment, when triggered automatically on frozen enemies, sets the enemies on fire as you can see in this video clip. The Frozen Orb enchantment, when dealing damage to enemies, sets the enemies on fire. The Ice Blade enchantment and its manual invocation also set enemies on fire. Teleportation as well as the teleportation enchantment also set enemies on fire when dealing damage to them. There is a very unexpected interaction with the godslayer crown and the firebolt enchantment. When the crowd control pixel pull is triggered, all targets are set on fire. This is not normal because the pixel pull does not deal damage. Let's now focus on all the interactions with the blue rose. Blizzard's damage over time can trigger the ice spikes of the blue rose. You can see this in the video with the yellow numbers indicating critical strike damage. Remember that damage over time cannot crit. Only ice spikes can deal critical damage. The Ice Shard enchantment can also trigger the ice spikes of the blue rose. You can clearly see the stalagmites of the ice spikes in this video excerpt. The Frozen Orb enchantment can also trigger the ice spikes of the blue rose. A stalagmite of ice spikes is seen at the end of this video excerpt. The Ice Blade enchantment and the manual invocation of ice blades can also trigger the ice spikes of the blue rose. You can see the area damage of the explosion in this video. The next interaction is very interesting. Blizzard's ice spikes can trigger the ice spikes of the blue rose. To confirm this, you would need to listen to the soundtrack of this video excerpt. The sound of the ice spikes of the blue rose is desynchronized from the regular cadence of the ice spikes of Blizzard. Now let's look at all the interactions based on the unique ring of Ekfal's Corroded Signet. Blizzard can trigger an explosion of ice damage when its damage over time triggers the unique ring. Meteor burn damage triggers an explosion of fire damage when its damage over time triggers Ekfal's Corroded Signet. Flame shield burn damage triggers an explosion of fire damage when its damage over time triggers the unique ring. To finish with Ekfal, the burn damage from the firebolt enchantment can also trigger an explosion of fire damage, as you can see in this video excerpt. Let's now focus on the legendary power of the Frozen Wake, which gives the ice spikes a chilling effect of 15%. This chilling effect is triggered by Blizzard's ice spikes as well as the ice spikes of the blue rose. Unfortunately, as you can see in the video, it's not really effective for staggering bosses. Regarding the Uber uniques, the Starless Sky Ring is extremely effective in terms of reducing mana cost. Its 40% is multiplicative with your other sources of mana cost reduction. Selig's Molten Heart is playable in some variants of this build, as we have the ability to heavily reduce Blizzard's mana cost and to generate a large amount of mana through the interactions of our spells. Here are all the items currently being played in all my variants of the Blizzard Ice Spike build. The next videos I will upload to the channel next week will explain very precisely the best versions of this build for speed farming vaults and nightmare dungeons tier 100, speed farming whispers and helltides, speed farming uber bosses, and playing with the uber uniques. I hope these builds will inspire you to try all the possible variants that could be played in the upcoming gauntlet in Season 3. See you soon, friends!